I know not only no longer necessary, I'm in the way. It'd be much better if I died.
On the 20th of February, 2005, Hunter S. Thompson killed himself. Everybody has his reasons. Being Hunter, he left a note. It stands on the page like a poem, and it reads, "Football season is over. No more games. No more bombs. No more walking. No more fun. No more swimming. 67. That is 17 years past 50. 17 more than I needed or wanted. Boring. I'm always bitchy. No fun for anybody. 67. You are getting greedy. Act your old age. Relax. This won't hurt."
It was like, something had been somebody just removed something from your body, you know? That's what it felt like.
Hunter, more than most people, lived on his own terms, and he was going to do his death on his own terms too.
I respected the fact that he was incapacitated, but I could see how demoralized he was, and I think he put the physical demoralization and debilitation together with the lack of creative juices and energy, and he just said, "Now's the time."
To try to imagine Hunter Thompson, fighting for every last breath in a hospital bed, hooked up to all sorts of tubes, that's just not him.
Sometimes he'd get up in the middle of the night and fire his shotgun off into the night. I thought he'd do something like that. I never thought he'd turn that gun on himself.
He was going to go out when he was ready to go, the way he wanted to go, and he wasn't going to let anybody else decide that for him.
The first instinct was to romanticize the exit. It wasn't completely a heroic ending for Hunter. But on the same token, no one ever told Hunter what he was going to do or how he was going to do it.
By the code by which he lived, which included Hemingway's code, there is a moment when you ask what's next, and you ask it with totality, and you reach a fullness where you just have to go.
One thing we can never do is completely get inside another person's head. Who knows what Hemingway was thinking of? Who knows exactly what Hunter was thinking of?
I knew that he'd had some back pains and some illness and so on, but I thought Hunter was a true lover of life. And I always thought that no matter what his health situation was or what problems he was going through, that somehow he'd hang on.
At 67 years old, he had lived a very hard life. He drank regularly since he was about 10 or 11 years old. And as somebody who had things like knee problems and hip replacement and had a number of medical ailments, and he did everything he kind of wanted to do.
Hunter could have had a responsible vision of saying, "I've done my work here, and I know it's so good where I'm going. I'm on my way."
Now that he's gone, and he's been gone for a year, most of us that were close to him really feel the void. It's not as much fun, and it's not as interesting a world without Hunter.
The whole point of Hunter was, as a messenger to us, was to take control of your own life. Don't be at the beck and call of an institution or let people tell you what to do. Freedom is about personal freedom, and you have the right to live and you have the right to die, and he wanted to die in the fashion that he did.
I'm becoming copacetic with his absence, and one thing I'm really grateful for is the 35 years of friendship and intimate friendship that I had with that man, and I'll never lose that. Can't take that away from me.
Hunter Thompson never acted his age his whole life. He was born old, and he remains forever young. Buy the ticket, he once counseled. take the ride. But the ticket costs more all the time, and the ride gets a little slower, a little shorter every year. As giddy as Huck Finn at his own funeral, Hunter had been planning his memorial service for more than 30 years. Like his life, his death had to be this elaborate work in progress.
When I got the news that Hunter had made his exit, I remember thinking almost immediately, the cannon. We got to do the cannon.
There was a video, and I don't know who did it, but Hunter was standing, and in the background was this arched hillside, red clay hillside. And Hunter was describing his property and was describing what he wanted done with his ashes blown out of this Gonzo Fist tower.
Oh yes, it's in the will. It's all described. It's going to be a little hard to do, particularly with me gone.
I love the face on the mortician.
I think it'd be a nice monument. After the cremation, we put the ashes in a canister and shoot it out the top of the fist over the valley, and up, gets up about, say, 500 feet up, it explodes, and the ashes drift down all over here. And that's it. That's my funeral.
He'd spoken about it when I first went to Owl Farm in 1972. For the first time, he'd said, I'd feel real trapped in this life right now if I didn't know that I could commit suicide at any moment.
Well, it seems we're here today, I don't know, to discuss some kind of idea for a monument.
Why? I think we want to get an estimate and
that sort of thing.
And we had spoken about it, over the years, he brought it up, every now and again, oh yeah, I got to have I need the cannon, That's how I got to go.
Is this something that you would want to do in the near future?
It's written, well,
I mean, you're talking about something that maybe you want to do after you die, is what you're saying.
That was 1977, when I went into this West Hollywood mortuary. And he said, well, I really want to talk about, said Hunter, was my memorial thing. It's got to be a tall thing.
A giant chrome sort of a cylinder, more like a conical sort of round and tapering down to the top, 150 feet tall, hollow inside.
He said, well, how tall were you thinking, sir? I said, well, 150 foot. Oh, that's pretty high. Where do you propose to put this? He said, well, it's on my land back in Aspen.
This rim of mountains is a giant valley 20 miles across.
Is this property that you own now?
Yeah. You see the top of the red cliffs back there? Edge. Well, the property goes back over the cliffs, so I can do whatever. If I wanted to build McDonald's, I could do it back there.
Ralph, can you just draw a fist, to show what I mean? A red fist is going to be, but do that. And then I started drawing it as an ordinary fist. And he said, oh, Ralph, no, I've told you so many times. How many more times I got to tell you? 2 thumbs, Ralph, 2 thumbs. You got to bring that one over here.
Told you 1,000 times for 10 years, you've got to put 2 thumbs in the fist.
You put the other thumb. Come on.
I'll put it on there because it's going to be on there in the end.
I know somewhere in his crooked mind, I know that he knew that I was the only one, perhaps loyal enough, perhaps insane enough to attempt it.